Join us today as we make our trek up to the highest point in Hong Kong and ride the world's longest escalator, sprinkled with little tastings along the way.
Day 3 in Hong Kong. So the plan today is to go to Victoria Peak, also known as the Peak. It's basically the highest hill in Hong Kong. You have to take a tram there. So we're gonna walk over to Mong Kok Station and take the MTR over to Central. We also plan on going to visit Victoria Harbor, and then we're gonna meet up with Steve, my brother, his fiance, and her friends for dinner tonight. Got the pineapple bun with butter.
Also known as bolo yao.
It's a huge slab of butter inside the pineapple bun. Yep, so in Cantonese, what do they call it, honey?
Bolo yao.
Bolo yo.
And it costs 13 Hong Kong dollars.
So the direct translation for bolo yo is basically pineapple butter. The big slab of butter is kind of overwhelming in the beginning. All you taste is very salty and it's cold. The bread's actually not that warm. But then after the second bite, you kind of like the texture. It's kind of creamy inside your mouth, but if I had a choice, I'd still rather pick the regular pineapple bun without the butter.
Yeah, I would agree. The butter is different texture, but I still prefer the original one.
Next, we make our way to the Peak Tram, located in central Hong Kong, where we pass by the business district. There were two ticketing options for the Peak Tram. One included access to the Sky Terrace, which is Hong Kong's highest observation deck. We opted for just the basic round trip, which ended up being $22.53 for the both of us. The construction of the Peak Tram started in September of 1885 and was opened to the public in May 1888. The ascent is almost a mile long with an elevation of 1,312 feet. The journey takes roughly 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the number of stops it has to make to onboard and offboard passengers. It runs daily from 7:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., and more than 4 million people ride it annually. They have made huge improvements to the tram over time with each iteration. It's hard to tell from the video, but the ride going up to the peak was very steep. It felt similar to riding a roller coaster to the very top, but without the drop. Unfortunately, it was a bit foggy the day we went, but the city still looked beautiful. Also, don't forget to bring a jacket with you. It does get pretty windy when you're up so high. When you step off the tram, you're directed into the Peak Tower, where you'll find restaurants and shops with a stunning view overlooking the city. We made our way outside across the plaza to the Peak Galleria, where we had lunch.
My plate just came in. I got the curry pork chop with rice. Nancy got her barbecue pork and spaghetti noodles, and I guess it comes with a side of eggs and ham and toast, but I didn't know how to order it because it was through an app, so I accidentally took it away. And they have utensils that pull out from the side. Just cut up the curry pork chop. Very nice flavors. Has a little bit of kick to it. And this one I have actually never seen. It's served with like fried potatoes. What looks like home fries that we were back in the US. Nancy's dish actually came with scrambled eggs. It came out really runny, and we're eating it with ham. What's so surprising about eating in Hong Kong is once you order the food, it literally comes out within a minute, like piping hot. Hong Kong's actually known for their curry fish balls. I haven't had any here yet, But this dish, since it's curry pork chop, I get to experience some of the curry, and it is not like how it is in the States at all. It's actually spicy. It's a lot more liquidy than how it is in the States, but it's delicious. I think I like this way better than how it is served in Boston.
We took the tram back down to do some more exploring, and we ended up at Don Don Donki, a Japanese discount store chain that has locations mostly in Asia and several stores in Hawaii. They sold a variety of prepared food that really caught my eye, but I was still digesting my lunch. We did buy an array of Asian snacks to bring back home to try.
We just got on to Hong Kong's longest escalator. It's also the longest escalator in the world. I think it was roughly 879 yards, and for us Americans, that's almost 9 football fields for reference. We can get off at an upcoming stop, walk around, there's a ton of shops, and then hop back on and keep on going and explore the rest of the escalator and see what it has to offer.
While you give your feet a rest from all the walking and enjoying the ride to the end of the escalator, just remember that it only brings you up and not back down. Nancy and I realized this before reaching the end and decided to hop off and head to our next location. Determined to eat some delicious roast goose, we found Yat Lok, a small restaurant that has appeared in the Michelin Guide for the past several years. It was tucked away in a small side street, but there was still a crowd of people waiting to be seated at 4 p.m. This compact eatery really gives true meaning to the phrase, "Don't judge a book by its cover." We ordered the assorted roast meat rice plate that came with crispy roast pork, char siu, and their famous roast goose. My only complaint is that we didn't order more. I would highly recommend this place. Similar to Hollywood's Walk of Fame, Hong Kong has their own version, the Avenue of Stars, ranging from famous screenwriters and directors to singers and Cantonese opera stars. You can find their hand-printed plaques along the rail that looks out to Victoria Harbour and the city skyline. At the end of the esplanade, you will find many people posing to take a picture with a statue of Bruce Lee. And yes, I was also one of those people. Join us tomorrow as we travel to Macau.